Welcome to the Home Downsizing Show. My name is Ben Socek, your host and the owner and founder of Home Downsizing Solutions. With the Home Downsizing Show, I want to provide you the information and resources to make the downsizing of your house stress and hassle-free. So sit back and enjoy the show. Thank you for joining us. Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Home Downsizing Show. I'm Ben Socek, the owner and founder of Home Downsizing Solutions and the author of Home Downsizing Secrets. And today on the show, I would like to discuss how to find the right real estate professional, especially in the current market environment that we're in. Nothing is probably more important than finding the right real estate professional if you are considering selling your house and moving to downsizing to a smaller home or apartment community or other type of senior living arrangement. So today, I'd like to discuss how to find a good real estate professional. And this is information from the Home Downsizing Secrets book as well, with probably some of my own notes thrown in throughout the show today. So although we discussed some aspects about different options of selling a house in earlier chapters of the book, let's discuss a few more details about how to find the right real estate professional right now. What you don't want to do is to automatically work with the agent that is a friend, family member, or an agent that a friend of a family member knows. They may be a good choice, but do your due diligence before making a decision when it comes to selling your house. The success or failure of selling a house and downsizing with minimal stress or hassles often depends on finding the right real estate professional to work with. There are a couple of different types of real estate professionals that I'd like to discuss on today's show. One is a traditional real estate agent, and two, home buying companies. Most likely, everyone is familiar with real estate agents and have the perception that this is the only real estate professional that they would work with. However, over the last several years, home buying companies, often called iBuyers, have made selling a house direct to a home buying company much more common. Even traditional real estate brokerages like eXp Realty and others have what are called iBuyer programs that utilize local home buyers to fulfill direct cash home buying services. These traditional real estate brokerages realize that home sellers want to be offered more than the traditional way of selling a house. Prior to that, and for my 25 plus years at the time of this recording, there were home buying companies like mine, but were more rare than what they are today. Most of these direct home buyers were individuals or, quote, mom and pop, unquote, operations that bought a few houses a year to keep as rental properties. In either case, the current real estate market has encouraged many to either become real estate agents or wannabe home buyers. It seems you can't go anywhere or talk to anyone without the person either being or knowing someone that's a real estate agent or investor / home buyer. In 2008, when the market corrected, many people and companies that were involved with real estate went out of business when the market changed, and they didn't or weren't able to adapt. I would expect the same thing to happen in the next time the market corrects, which I believe we're in the middle of right now. Let's talk about real estate agents. If you're considering selling a house, how do you find a great real estate agent? First, I'd recommend finding an agent that has an SRES, a Senior Real Estate Specialist designation, or otherwise has worked with downsizing situations on a regular basis. Agents that regularly work with downsizing situations can be a valuable resource for this process. This is important since individuals like you or a loved one in this situation have their own unique needs and desires. Any real estate agent that you consider working with should be well versed in the different types of housing that best suits your current as well as future needs. Provide basic information so that you are armed with what questions to ask about potential downsizing options. Be able to introduce you to financial specialists who can provide answers to questions you may have regarding your current finances as it relates to your next living arrangement. Be able to direct you to legal assistance, which may be required, regarding both downsizing as it relates to your house, as well as if you need estate or asset protection planning. One of the most important items that an agent should be able to provide is the realistic value of your house, both in its present condition as well as the potential value of your house if it needs repairs and updates. Another characteristic that I would consider extremely important is if they are what I would call a total solutions agent. A total solutions agent is an agent that offers and educates sellers on the multiple ways there are to sell a house. The vast majority of real estate agents will only discuss listing a house with sellers. They will typically talk down even discussing how a direct home buyer works, usually because they don't understand the benefits that sellers may find value or valuable. I would be cautious with working with any real estate professional that isn't willing to discuss the benefits of each selling solution. My company, Home Downsizing Solutions, regularly refers home sellers to these specialized agents that can discuss the positives and negatives of each selling option so that homeowners can get the best professional for their own unique situation. Now let's discuss home buying companies. Just like real estate agents, there are good, bad, and absolutely ugly home buying companies. Some of these are what are referred to as wholesalers, which you will want to not just walk, but run away from. I have written a section at the back of the Home Downsizing Secrets book to discuss in more detail about finding a real cash home buying company. As with agents, you will want to ensure a company has been in business for years, preferably at least one full market cycle. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of so-called home buyers went out of business with the last market cycle in 2008. Since then, and especially because of the current real estate market, as I write this, or as we are recording this in late 2022, there are a lot of home buyers that have entered the market. With my company, the Sierra Group and Home Downsizing Solutions, we have now been buying houses for cash for more than 25 years. We purchased well over probably over 600 houses or more, and helped a couple hundred more homeowners with a traditional sale of their house. Like a total solutions agent, you want a home buying company to be able to educate you on the positives and negative aspects of the different ways a homeowner can sell a house, not just push you to the one solution they offer. I often, halfway jokingly, say that I am both a licensed real estate agent as well as an experienced cash home buyer. So I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. But at least I won't push a homeowner to just one option. I can provide information on multiple options and provide the one that is best for that particular seller for their unique situation. I have often heard the question, why would I want to sell my house to a home buyer? This is a good question, and I typically provide the following response. The only reason to sell to a company like Home Downsizing Solutions is if you value the benefits they provide. Namely, you don't have to list your house, you don't have to do any repairs, updates, cleaning, etc. to get the house market ready. You don't have to worry about any showings with who knows who walking through your house. No worry about a whole house inspection or appraisal that will nitpick your house so that the buyer can renegotiate the agreement they have with you. You have more certainty of when you can close and move, and more certainty of what you will net from the sale of your house, exactly how much you're going to put in your pocket from the sale. In general, selling to a legitimate home buying company, like Home Downsizing Solutions, provides more peace of mind to sell your house and eliminate a lot of the stress and hassles that can come with a traditional sale. The next question that a home seller usually asks is, what's the catch? What's the cost for selling a house in this manner? There is no one-size-fits-all answer for this question. A number of variables need to be taken into account, just as with coming up with a value for a house when an agent lists a house. First, just like selling a house with an agent, a seller needs to consider the transaction cost to sell a house, as were mentioned previously. Transaction costs are cost to find a buyer. Typically, these are agents' commissions that they charge when they list a house. A seller's discount from asking price, except in very hot markets we had earlier this year. The closing costs for the seller. Closing costs for the buyer. Closing fees like title insurance and recording fee expenses. As I mentioned earlier, these transaction costs can be somewhere between 10 to 25% of the original asking price of the house, depending on the market in general and other variables. A cash offer may seem very low to some sellers, but as with my company, we pay all the closing costs. So our net cash offer is the actual amount a seller will receive at closing, not a starting number that multiple items are subtracted from. A good ballpark number of what a seller will net from a direct sale will be approximately 10% less than selling a house in a traditional manner. This would be the amount if a home buyer pays cash at closing. Another way that my company can buy a house, though, is to make payments to the seller for their house. With this arrangement, which may work for sellers that don't need all of their funds from the sale of the house right away, Home Downsizing Solutions can pay a higher overall price for the house than if they just paid cash at closing. Or, to put another way, the easier it is for them to purchase the house, the more they can pay. Why would someone want to sell a house in this manner? I have worked with sellers and their families that didn't need the funds right away, were able to get a better return on their funds than if they just put what would have been the cash from the sale of their house in the bank, or had other reasons to defer family members getting the funds from the sale of the house. Everyone's situation is different, so just know we can customize the solution if you should have any questions about how the programs work. As I always say to home sellers, if the benefits of working with a company like Home Downsizing Solutions are of value, we can be a great solution. If not, then one of the Total Solutions agents that we work with might be a better solution. The bottom line is that they want to provide the best solutions for each home seller that they work with. And if you have any questions about Home Downsizing Solutions or any services that we provide, you can certainly call the office at toll-free 855-291-5005. And of course, if you'd like a free copy of Home Downsizing Secrets, just go to homedownsizing-secrets.com. Or again, you can call our office at 855-291-5005. Again, this has been Ben Sochek, and you have thank you for joining me here today with the Home Downsizing Show. And if we can be of any service to assist you if you're thinking about selling a house and moving to a smaller home or a senior living type of arrangement, just give us a call and we'd be happy to help in any way that we can. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Home Downsizing Show. For additional information and resources on home downsizing, just go to homedownsizingblueprint.com. That's homedownsizingblueprint.com. Or if you're ready to sell your house and downsize, just go to homedownsizing That's homedownsizing And if you have ideas to improve our show or topics that you'd like us to cover, or have any questions that we can answer, just call our office toll free 855-291-5005. That's 855-291-5005. Thank you.